Yes, so we are starting, and thank you very much for those of us who found time to be able to join us. I hope you are listening, and we are just about to start. And yes, so today we want to discuss about using data and insights to help your business grow. We want to look at how we can be able to use data and insights to actually help our business grow. So this is the most important thing that we want to look at right now. And I encourage all of you to be here. So my moderator will be Winnie. So Winnie, you are most welcomed, and you can be able to post the links that probably want to use, and feel free to post all those links. So now we want to start, and I encourage each and every one of us to be able to indulge and be able to ask questions, any question that you feel you want attention to or needs to be looked into. So thank you very much. So using data and insights to grow your business. This is the topic that we want to discuss right now. Using data and insights to be able to do business. So we're going to look at three agendas for this afternoon. One is understanding the right questions to ask, and then we're also going to identify the best tools to be able to use. And again, we are going to look at understanding and analyzing your data. So those are some of the critical questions that we're going to look at, and some of the main topics that are there. So we will also be able to identify and understand the right questions to ask, as I said, and you'll also be able to identify the best tools to use to gain analytics or insights, and you'll also be able to understand and analyze your data sets. So let's take a minute or two to familiarize ourselves with the chat box functionality, which we'll be using in today's session. So Winnie Angwekwe will be my moderator, and she'll be able to provide us with the important links that we'll be able to get information from. So once again, everybody is welcomed, and feel free to reach out and feel free to ask questions in the chat box. And any other question that you ask, you'll be able to get appropriate reply, appropriate response. So feel free. So what words would you use to describe your customer? If we begin, what words would you use to describe a customer? What word would you use to describe a customer? So most people would be able to use examples that they can, and maybe I would be able to, if I'm to describe my customer, then I would be able to say my customer is that customer who normally would want to get to know basic information about the kind of a product they want to buy. And this is something that most of the customers again do it most frequently. And so I do not just know how you've interacted with your customers and what are some of the questions that they normally get interested in asking, and how well do you know your customer. I think it is very much important you get to understand who your customer is. If you know your customer is, then you'll be able to push the kind of a product the customer needs. If you do not know, then it might be very difficult for you to be able to relate to the customer and be able to do what we call provide feedback to the customer and actually provide the basic information of the basic service or the basic product that a customer needs. So that are some of the critical things that we as if you are a business person, you should be able to get to know who your customer is. This is one of the key things. So as we move forward, we are going to do what we call understanding the right questions to ask. Do you know the right questions to ask? Do you know the right question to ask? Do you know the right question to ask? This is something that most people might not be able to know, how to ask the right questions to customers. The question that would actually provoke or will elicit customers to begin opening up and telling it that which they would want to know in regards to whatever you want to push out there, whether it's a service or a business. So that is just some of the key things. So what questions you want to ask your customers? So I don't know whether someone has got a question. So once again, would say if you have a question, there's a chat box for you. You can be able to write a question and we'll be able to respond to it. So today we want to look at analytics. So one of the things we want to look at is what is my business objective? Number two, what question do I need to address? Number three, where do I get that information from? And number four, what do I do with that information? And these are some of the questions that comes up. In analytics, we get numbers. How do you translate those numbers to information, and how then do we use that information to be able to change the fortunes of a business? So that is the main thing that we want to look at here. The objective, that is one. Number two, what questions you need to address. Number three, where do I get that information? And number four, what do I do with that information? So these are some of the questions you as a business owner should always be able to ponder, and not actually ponder so much, but to be able to internalize and try to use the analytics for the benefit of your business. Yes. So that is the thing that we want to talk about. So in a nutshell, we want to talk about objective, we'll talk about the question you need to ask, we'll talk about the information you need, and then what do you do with that information. Those are some of the criticals that we want to look at now. So number one, if we start, what is an objective? What is my objective? What is my objective? So my objective could be one, tell more people about my business. That is one objective that the person under the business owner could be having. Uh, Number two could be sell of more product or service. Sell more of my product or service. Number three could be identify my most valuable customers. And number four, find new ways to engage with the previous customers. Those are some of the business objectives. I repeat, tell more people about your business. Number two, sell more of my product or service. Number three, identify my most valuable customers. And number four, find new ways to engage with the customers. So these are some of the objectives we're going to look at. Those are some of the objectives that a business owner would be having. So number two, what questions do I need to ask? What questions? What are some of the questions I need to ask? So when you talk about questions, you need to ask the right questions. The right questions that would be able to get you move forward with the main objective. So the question to ask about your business would be, we want to categorize them into what we call the RIN. So we have the R, we have the E, we have the A, and we have the N. So R would mean the reach, two E would represent engage, A would be activate, and N is nurture. So who is my target audience and how do I reach them online? Are they finding what they need? Are they booking? And finally, are they coming back? So the RIN would help us to be able to get to know how this all happens. The reach, engage, activate, and nurture. Very much important. So as we move forward again, we want to look at where do I get that information from? Where is the source of the information? Where do I get the source of information from? The source of information would be from one, social media channel, two, from organic search results, number three, from a website, and number four, from paid search. I said there's when you want to gain the right information, one, you'll be able to find it from the social media. Number two, you'll be able to find it on the organic search. Number three, your website. And number four, the paid ads, the paid search. So social channels, see which content users engage with. That is so easy. You measure the view, the likes, the followers, the shares, etc. The Facebook, we have the social media. If you mention social media, we have the Facebook, we have the Twitter, we have the Instagram. Strong reporting features. The organic searches, as I said, identify what customers are looking for and align your business with their searches. We have the website, identify which pages have the most views and which causes users to disengage or bounce off. And then we have the paid search. How can you market your product to customers using paid channels? And what are they looking for? What types of audiences do you want to attract? Those are some of the critical questions we'll be able to get to ask ourselves. And then any question, so if you have any question, please kindly reach out write the question, write your name and tell us from where you are joining from. We'll duly appreciate. As I said, Winnie is here and she'll be able to provide us with the necessary links we need if you want any information. If you got a question, you still can be able to move forward, and Winnie will be able to help us know what is it you want to talk about. The chat box is open and you can be able to write. So tell us from where you are tuning in from and we'll duly appreciate. So let's continue. Yes. So the last one that we want to talk about is, where do I get that information from? Now that I have the insights and analytics data, what do I use it for? What can I do with it? How does it affect my business? So we want to look at, how does data affect a business? What can a business owner use the data for? Would it be for decision making? Would it be just for sharing with other business owners? Would it be for critical decision making, maybe for management, etc.? So those are some of the things that we want to look at as we move forward. Now, using insights, we have the marketing trends, we have the user experience, we have the content marketing, and we have what we call adapting a strategy. So, marketing trends. So, here are some of the ways and insights data can be used. One, data can be used to identify market trends. That is one. Number two, data can be used to ascertain your users' experience to better understand their paths to purchase. Number three, data can be used to identify what content users like to influence your content marketing plan. Number four, data can be used to leverage insights to share your overall strategy. So, marketing trends, one is to identify the latest market trends and insights. A marketing trend would be able to tell you that which is trending at a given period of time. Number two, the user experience. Understand your customer's path to purchase and make changes accordingly. Once you have the analytics, it will be able to help you a lot. By the user experience, you'll be able to get to know, how did the users interact with the product and what is it they need. You get. So if you don't have analytics, it might be very difficult. Or if you don't look at analytics, it might be very difficult, you as the business owner, to be able to make some critical decisions in regards to how your business is moving, and more so how the customers are relating to whatever you are trying to push through. Number three, we have the content marketing. Identify which type of content people engage with the most. Yes, there are people who normally engages with post on different social media channels. Yes, so you'll definitely be able to be very keen and identify that which they engages with the most. Once that one is identified, then one, two, three, you capitalize on that, because that is what they like. Why do you do that? Because the decision has been informed by analytics. Yes. And then number three, adapt your strategy. Use these insights to adopt your overall strategy. So it's upon you to be able to come up with another strategy that works. That strategy is based on the on the decision that that has come as a result of the analytics. So the analytics gives you the figures. You as the business owner made a decision, and it is through that decision that you're going to adopt a strategy. So it will be a lasting strategy that you know too well will be able to turn the fortunes of the business around. So those are some of the critical things you'll be able to look into. Yes. So as we are having, let me pause for a while so that people can be able to ask questions. Anyone with a question? Yes. Yes, I can see Amri Global. That's, thank you very much. I'm seeing Christine Boya, Cherries Insurance. Thank you. I'm seeing Susan Sewe joining from Shieldship International Limited, Nairobi. You are most welcome. And yes, and others that are in that are yet to introduce themselves. If you have a question, reach out and post it on the chat box, and Winnie Anastasia would be able to help me out. Winnie is my moderator, and she's there just for you to be able to help you out. So feel free and reach out and do that. If you have a question, please kindly write it on the chat box in regards to data and analytics that we are talking about right now. I said data and analytics very critical for business decision making. It is only that decision that you made that has been influenced by data that would make the fortunes of your business turn around. So that is one thing you should not be able to forget. So let's continue. Yes. Well, so let's look at the best tools that we are going to choose. So we have varied tools that we are going to choose. So which analytics tools do I currently use? Which analytics tools we currently use? There are different types of analytics tools you can be able to put into play, but which one would I choose? So you people as the business owners, you can again be able to reflect on which one particularly you normally like using. Yes. So if I ask you, which analytics tool do you currently use? So anybody can be able to say that. Yes. Which analytics? So Nancy, which analytics tools do you like using? Nancy, which analytics tools? Amri Global. Have you ever used any analytic tool? Yes. George X Investment. Thank you very much for tuning in. George Odoji. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. So let's continue. As I know you'll be able to ask questions. So, like I said, if you have a question, go to the chat box and ask the question, and Winnie will be here to help us out. Apeles from Kisumu, thank you very much. Crafters Agency, yes, Nada Production Limited, Kisumu, thank you very much for tuning in. So we shall continue. So the tools that we can be able to use for analytics, one, we have the Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Search Console, that is Google Search Console. We have Google My Business, that we call Google Business Profile currently. And we have Google Analytics, we have Google Ads, and we have Hootsuite. Yes, these are some of the tools that we are going to use to that we can always be able to use to get analytics. So introduce the these tools are very much critical. So we have paid searches for Google Ad, we have website analytics, we have organic searches, that is Google Search Console, or what we call Google Business Profile, what we used to call GBP. And then social media, Twitter, Facebook, Hootsuite, and online platforms offer great features to get information about everything. Yes. So again, let's look at Facebook page insights. Let's look at Facebook page insights. So Facebook page insights can help you find out what people are engaging with your Facebook, on how people are engaging with your Facebook page and how they are finding you. One, you'll be able to know the activity, you'll be able to look at the page views, you'll be able to know the number of likes, you'll be able to know the page reach, you'll be able to know the page engagements, and definitely you'll be able to see the number of followers that you've got. So these are some of the very important things that we really need to know. So Google Search Console shows data about customers in this way. Like Google Search Console is where now we have the Google console. We can be able to type something and be able to give us feedback. So Search Console tools and reports help you to measure your site's search traffic and performance, fix issues, and make your site perform well in Google search results. So again, we'll be able to see which queries bring users to your site, analyze your site's impression, clicks, and positions on Google search, submit sitemaps and individual URLs for crawling, review your index coverage to make sure that the Google has the freshest view on your site. So review email alerts when Google identify issues on your site, which URLs are affected by these issues, and tell Google when they are fixed. So what I mean is this: submit sitemaps and individual URLs for crawling. Review your index coverage to make sure that Google has the freshest view on your site. So this is just some of the things that normally the search engine does. So you can use Google My Business, or my Google Business Profile, as a tool to manage your online presence across Google Search and Maps. And I think most of you here, if you have a business with us, we have created for you a GBP. So a GBP, if you do not have a website, of course, the GBP would be able to represent your business. So that is what we call Google Business Profile listing, meaning the business has been listed, the business has an online presence, even though it still lacks a website, but it still has a presence online just because of the Google Business Profile. So create a listing which customers can use to engage with their business, market to customers, and increase your visibility. leverage insights, find out how many views your listings had, how and where customers find your listings, the actions customers take on your listings, and any other interaction customers have with your Google business profile. Yes. So I think those are some of the critical things that we are going to look for. Yes. So as we continue, like I said, if you have a question, the chat box is there. George, the chat box is there. And if you have other questions, again, Winnie will be able to provide us with links that you'll be able to get more information from. So I urge you to be able to check on the chat box as well, engage with it, so that you'll be able to help those of us who might be able to need more information. Yes. Let's continue. So Google Trends, we have what you call Google Trends. So Google Trends is trend search features that shows the popularity of a search term in Google. Google Trends search Google Trend is trend search feature that shows the popularity of a search term in Google. You can view whether a trend is on the rise or on the declining end. You can also be able to find demographics, insights, related topics, related queries to help you understand the Google Trends. Google Trends provide access to larger unfiltered sample of actual search requests made to Google. It's anonymized one. No one is personally identified. Categories also. So this allows display interest in a particular topic from around the globe down to city level or geography. So Google Trends data reflect searches made to people. So what I'm talking about, we have what we call the what we call Google demographics. It will be able to tell us from where do these people come. Are these people male or female? Uh, from what region do they come? So those are some of the demographics, and what ages are they falling, the category, the age category, the sex category, and from the region. Those are some of the demographics that we really need to will be able to get when we use those Google Analytics. And as we run for you the ads again, or like we run the ads, we'll be able to provide all this information for you in due time. Yeah, so rising above the competition for Google Trends, one, you'll be able to find relevant trending topics. Two, monitor competitors. Three, keyword research, promote around seasonal trends, and find topics by region. So one is finding relevant trending topics. That is very true. Number two, uh, you'll be able to monitor competition. And number three, you'll be able to look at the research. Keyword research are those words that are very critical for when someone or when clients tend to look for a particular product online. They're actually looking for the right keywords. If they don't have the right keywords, or if the ad was not set to the right keywords, then customers would be missing out, and you'll definitely also be missing out from other things. So promote around seasonal trends. You can also be able to promote around seasonal trends. What does that mean? Different seasons have got different trends. So you should be able to capitalize on that season to be able to promote that product at that particular time when it is trending. Yes, than when actually it is not, and that is when you want to promote the product. You might not have targeted correctly. Number four, find topics by regions. Find topics by regions. So use Google Trends to find relevant trending topics. Doing this helps you to clear whether the search volume is increasing or declining. This also allows you to use seasonal trends, one clear cut shot, one yes, and then you monitor competitors, the people who actually delve, or the people that you normally consider as your competitors. And then you identify steady keywords for local SEO. And then you find topics by region. You target customers at a local, regional, or even global scale. So those are some of the critical things we were able to look at. So you need to understand your site and app users to better check the performance of your market, content, product, and more. You get insights only Google can give. So you access Google's unique insights and machine learning capabilities to make the most of your data. So connect your insights to results, and analytics works with Google advertising and publishers products, so you can use your insights to deliver business results. Those are some of the critical things that you should not be able to forget. So we are going to take a deeper look at the different features and ways we can be able to use analytics in the next few slides. But first, questions. Who has a question? Any question? Yes, kindly share the links as we continue with the webinar. Yes, we'll share the relevant links. Yeah, so Winnie will be able to share the relevant links. She's there to help us out, and kindly reach out. You can again be able to ask questions on the chat box, and you'll be able to answer them. Yes. So someone is asking how to check analytics for business. Vivian from Kiwama Enterprises. Yes, Vivian, you are most welcome from Nanyuki. George from Kisumu. Amri Global. Yes, and then Winnie, you'll be able to help us. Thank you very much. Yes, understand what is going on. Yes. All right. So explain how analytics can be used to understand what customers do. We are going to explain how we have actually explained on what analytics can be able to do for business. As I said, analytics will also be able to help business owners make informed decisions regarding their businesses. That is the key take, take home takeaway points that you can be able to remember, that the analytics helps a business owner make key informed decisions in regards to business success. Question. So we want to look at how we can be able to understand and analyze your data. How you can be able to understand and analyze your data. One, we have Google Analytics dashboard that you can be able to see. You have one, the geographic location. That is what one of the demographics that we can be able to get from that. Popularity over time, active users, the visits, how you acquire users. Those are very critical. So if you don't already have a Google Analytics account, then it's very easy to set up. The most important thing is having a Google Analytics account. If you want to have the analytics and if you'd want the Google to be able to post for you the analytics. So go to the analytics.com, that is go to analytics.google.com. That is where you can actually be able to write it down. Go to analytics.google.com. Number two, choose a name for your account. Choose a name for your account. Number three, choose an industry category. Choose an industry category. Yeah, maybe it's agricultural category. Yeah, you choose that. And then the anonymous, but at an aggregate level to give you an idea on what your bounce rate is against others. Yes. So this is how we set up Google Analytics. As I said, one, go to analytics.google.com. Number two, choose a name for your account. Number three, choose an industry or category. Those are some of the key things that we should not be able to forget. Yeah, so as we continue, the track, this is just telling us, it's giving us a screenshot on how it's done, where to find the tracking code. So to track your site performance, you'll need to add the correct tracking code to its pages. You need to add the correct tracking to when using a website builder or a blog. When using a website builder or a blog, there may be a simple field where you can add the tracking ID to your website. So with this, you can also be able to reach out to the people that actually develop for you a website to be able to identify for you the ID. So that one, when using a website build or blog, there may be a simple field where you can add the tracking ID. So that slot is where we add the tracking ID to our website. So all of the Google Analytics reports are grouped into four main categories. One, to help us answer those questions that we mentioned before. All of the Google Analytics reports are grouped into four main categories to help us answer those questions that we mentioned before. You will see these are on the navigation menu on the left side of your home screen. So, like what? Who are they? How did they find me? That is the audience. Who are the audiences? Number two, acquisition. How did they find me? Behavior. What are they doing? And conversions. What are they worthy to me? Those are some of the questions that the customers would be able to ponder. Who are my users? One, that's to relate to the audience. How did they find me? The acquisition, and what do they do with this on my site. You get to learn the behaviors of the clients. Do they just see, or do they click onto the ad? Those are some of the things that we really must be very interested in, to be able to actually get to know whether customers are relating well to the adverts or not. So those are some of the critical things you as the business owner must be having a keen eye to. If you don't have a keen eye to that, then it might be very difficult for you to make an informed decision regarding the analytics or whatever we are trying to talk about right now. So for conversions to work, goals have to be set. For conversions to work, goals have to be set up to track specific actions. Once you've mastered the basics, this is really worthy doing. Google will use that data to show you a series of reports. And you'll be delighted if you're given a series of reports. We have the dimensions that answer the questions what. We have the metrics that gives us the numbers. Yes. So you remember talking about the RIN earlier on. The RIN. Using the RIN to ask the right questions, like how do we ask the right questions? And we said we can use the RIN. One, here are people finding me online. How are people finding me online? One, identify which services or terms are driving organic traffic. Two, develop relationship with referral websites. And then on the engage part, what are people engaging with when they find me online? Line which pages are not getting any views, discover what is really engaging your visitors, and activate which channels is driving the most bookings. Identify which, when you engage, what are people engaging with when they find me online. Number two, learn which pages are not getting any views. Discover what is really engaging your visitors. So activate which channel is driving the most bookings. Identify which referring sites to drive conversions. Look out for underperforming referring sites and consider reviewing the partnership. Are my customers happy to leave a review? That is very critical. If customers can leave a review, whether it's a negative or a positive review, then you as the business owner should be very much happy about that, because it is through that you'll also be able to make a decision, or be able to review yourself or review your business. If they make a negative review, you know what to do. If they make a positive review, if you have more positive reviews, then you just know what will happen. Other customers will be able to relate to that, and will actually be able to reach out to you and make conversions actually. And once that is done, you as the business owner will be delighted to do that. So those are some of the things that we should also be able to remember. So I said in a nutshell, reach, the word R would mean how are people finding you online. Identify which search terms are driving the organic traffic on your site. Look to improve links from your social media platform. Develop relationship with referral websites to drive more traffic to your site. Engage, that is E. What are people engaging with when they find you online? Learn which pages are not getting any views. Discover what is really engaging to your visitors. For example, you could discover that you lose a lot of people at the payment page. This page might need to be simplified to reduce field. Yeah, you don't want tedious or a number of some some smaller things that will deter customers from actually making payment or making the process of payment easier. If the process becomes difficult, then be rest assured the customers too will find it difficult, and you might not be able to make conversions. So activate, that is A. What channels is driving the most bookings? Identify which referring sites drives conversions. Number two, for referring sites, bring good quality traffic. Can you develop a partnership with them? Look out for more underperforming referring sites and consider reviewing the partnership. And then we have the nurture, and are your customers uh, are your customers happy to leave review? Get genuine feedback from people we know have brought our product and respond to all reviews, good and bad. You don't need just to respond to a bad review. You should also be able to respond to a good review, a bad review, and also respond to a good review. You can respond in a very good way to a bad review, and you can also be able to perform to respond in a good way for a good review. When that happens, customers tend to gain confidence in whatever you are trying to say. If you don't get back, if you don't respond to reviews, then it does not give customers it does not give customers the what we call the positivity to be, not the positivity as such, but it does not give the customers the what we call the interest to be able to come back. If they don't have that interest, if they lack interest, then it will beat the logic of having to do analytics and run those ads for you. Yeah, let's continue. So let's look at the Google Trends. The Google Trends homepage, you do the following. One, explore what the world is searching for by entering a keyword or a topic in the Explorer. See stories curated by the News Lab and Google that provides additional insights found in the data. Note, this section is only available in some countries, and some countries it might not be available. So see daily search trends, see you in search data, find guidance materials about new lab and trends. The trending search page shows trending searches around the world. You can click on the story to get more context, like most relevant articles or trending queries. Daily search trends would highlight on searches that jumped in significantly in traffic among all searches over the past 24 hours and updates hourly. You can use the daily search trends to see what people are most interested in at any given time and how the search ranks compared to another. Real-time search trends, you highlight searches that jump significantly in traffic among all recent searches. The algorithm for real-time search trends groups topics together that are trending at the same time on Google News and search and ranks. And stories based on the relative spike in volume and absolute volume searches. So I said it might or might not be in other countries. I talked about promotion of business around seasonal trends. So seasonal trends allow your business to stay relevant and competitive. Throughout the year, your business will experience peaks and dips. Peaks are when you are doing well, and dips when things go bad. That will impact your revenue. So use trends to identify seasonal product demand. Adjust your offering according to supply and demand. Create content about current trends. Yeah, I said take a positive feedback about when you are using trends. Take create a content and during what we call peak periods, capitalize on the peak periods, capitalize on them so that when the dip comes, at least we say at least you had taken care of the dip because you made the most during the peak periods. So when the dips come, you don't need to be able to suffer a lot during seasonal trends like Christmas, like the things that go during Christmas, the things that goes during the festivities, any other festivity, if you mention them during holidays, during religious holidays, during times when people are Easter, yeah, capitalize on those seasons so that you can make the most out of them. So, seasonal trends, in a nutshell, as I repeat, seasonal trends allow your business to stay relevant and competitive. Throughout the year, your business will experience peaks and dips. Dips are those times when your business is not doing well that will impact your revenue. Anika might use Google Trends to identify seasonal trends in types of clothing, create content about current trends, and adjust to demand. Yes, women jacket, you can use a rise of the need in winter months, low in summer, and adjust to demands. Those are some of the criticals that you really would want to ignore. So again, you use Google Trends for keyword research. Google Trends shows what searches or keywords are trending. Use the related query section. Identify other potential keywords tags. Name your product categories according to popular keywords. Optimize your post according to trending keywords. Those are very important. So Google Trends shows what searches and keywords are trending. Use the related query section and use trends to identify other potential keywords tag. Name your products categories according to popular keywords. Yes. Like if it's a Christmas season, you use the word is Christmas. Yes. Those are popular keywords trends at that time. Optimize your post according to trending keywords. Once your post has been, before you actually post it, ensure it is optimized with the right keywords to target the relevant clients and relevant people. So, e.g., Anika looks for blouses. Here are related keyword searches for that. Question. Anybody with a question? If you have a website, please link it to the Google Analytics so that you see the performance of your website. Thank you, Winnie, for that. Is there any formula you can use to measure call to action conversion? Yes, that one Ineas will be able to. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm asking people to be able to ask questions. This is the basis of this session. Being able to interact with us, asking questions, so that you get the right answers and be able to make your business thrive well, and you do the analytics and you measure performance. That is the basis of doing all this. Yes. So if there's no more questions, we still can be able to continue. So what are some of the trends to the next steps? So today's session is just about the beginning, and we'll be able to talk about today's session just the beginning. What other things will you do or follow in this session? What are some of those things? So those are some of the things that actually are very much important. So there is one thing that I forgot and I would want to stress on, and this is the Google Trends. I said explore the world, explore what the world is searching for by entering a keyword or a topic in the search console or the Explorer bar. See stories accurate. So topic in the Explorer bar. See stories curated by NewsLab, Google that provide additional insights found in the data. Note, this section is only available in other countries, and other countries it might not be available. So that is very much important point to note. So the trending search page shows trending searches around the world. You can click on a story to get the more content, like the most relevant articles on trending queries. So daily search trends and highlights searches that jump significantly in traffic among all searches over the past 24 hours and update hourly. You can use daily searches trends to see what people are most interested in at any given point in time and how the searches rank compared to another. Real-time search trends highlight searches that jumped significantly in traffic among all recent searches. The algorithm for the real-time search trends groups topics and trending at the same time on Google News and search and rank stories based on the relative spike in volume and absolute volume of the search results. Yes. Promotion of a business around seasonal trends is very much key. Please capitalize on the trends. Capitalize on the trends. Capitalize on the seasons. Capitalize on the season. Different seasons have got different kind of product promotions. So don't be left behind as some other people are capitalizing and you let the season pass. So it would mean Those people who did actually capitalize during the peak of the season can be able to survive the dips, and those who did not, who can be able to falter in the dips or remain in the dips. Yes, Apelles, I use Google Analytics and Facebook Insights. That is fine. That is very fine. That is very fine. The Facebook Analytics will be able to tell you all that, like the demographics, what age category interacted with the product, from where do they come, are they males or female, and what, and their general behavior. Yes, the impressions and the clicks, all that will be showed to you. So those are the things that we really need to look at. So don't forget about what I talked about using the RIN to ask the right questions. The RIN is REAN, RIN. How are people finding me online? So that is the reach. How do they reach me? Identify which search terms are driving organic traffic. Develop relationship with referral websites. So engage, that is the E. What are people engaging with when they find me online? Learn which pages are not getting any views and discover what is really engaging your visitors. Very much important. What is actually engaging them? What captivates them? What makes them come in there? That is what they call it. Could be the content, it could be the way everything else is shaped well in your page. So be very, be have attention to the eye for attention. I mean, attention to detail. Those are some of the key aspects that you will not be able to let go. Then you activate which channels are driving the most bookings. Identify which referring sites drive conversions. Look out for underperforming referring sites and consider reviewing the partnership. If that is what you can be able to do. If you can't, then definitely you'll be able to push it aside, because it will not be able to bring back the much needed revenue to the business. So once you know that, then you'll be at a winning level. So nurture again, are my customers happy to leave a review? I said if customers can be able to give a review, then that is a plus for you. And then you should be able to treat those reviews with utmost care, both negative reviews and positive reviews. If a client give a negative reviews, how do you go about it? How do you go about it? If there's a negative review, how do you respond to the negative reviews? How about a positive one? Yes. So unless you have a strategies and tactics on how to manage that, then it should be very easy for you. When there's a general negative review, you need to be able to respond in a very good way. Like, maybe if the shoes that you bought from us were not good, please, you're at liberty to visit again, come and check out another, and we'll be able to do a replacement if that is possible. Yes. So as I conclude on the RIN, I said RIN is the reach. How are people finding you online? Identify which search terms are driving the organic traffic on your site. Look to improve links from your social media platform. Develop relationship with referral websites to drive more traffic to your site. Engage. What are people engaging with when they find me online? Learn which pages are not getting any views and why. And if at all you can be able to improve them, the better. Discover what is really engaging to your customers. Once that one is done, capitalize on that and make the best of it. For example, you could discover that you lose a lot of people at the payment page. So when this happens, you need to make the payment page be as easy as possible, the payment process be as easy as possible, at the same time secure, so that customers don't actually lose out on the payment option. Then you activate what channels driving the most bookings. I said that, and I'm repeating. Identify which referring sites drive conversions, and then for referring sites, bring good quality traffic. Can you develop a partnership with them? Those people that actually bring quality traffic, can you develop a relationship or a partnership with them? That is the only way you're going to maintain them. And then finally, nurture. That is, are your customers happy to leave a review? Get genuine feedback from people we know have brought our products and respond to all the reviews, good or bad. Simple. Try different ways to encourage purchasers to leave a review. What works best? Do more of that. It is for you, and you'll be able to make a very informed decision regarding the operations of your business if that happens. Yes. Yes. How does it work for consulting or installation firms? Hello, Javans. Absolutely. Yeah. Reviews both positive and negative. How your business. Yes. So how does it work for consulting or installation of farms? Still, it is from analytics. You need to run Google Ads, and once that one is done, you don't need to run Google Ads as such. You also need to run. I said it, and I'm going to give you the link. Winnie, you'll be able to give them. There's a link I want to share with them about just a minute. And, here just a minute. We talked about. Go to analytics.google.com. That is what you should be able to write. Go to analytics.google.com. Yes. Go to analytics.google.com. Here. Go to analytics.google.com. Simple. Yes. Yes. Analytics.google.com. And you'll also be able to get the analytics for your business just as good as that. Yes. So you'll be able to try it out and learn from those analytics. Once you've learned from analytics, try to understand what it's all about. And then, as you try to understand what it's all about, try as much as possible you make informed decisions based on the analytics that you have. Yes. Yes. To continue, so as I said, go to google.analytics/analytics. Name your account important. If you have multiples, well, you can be able to do that. Then choose industry or category to help you when you benchmark against others who have tagged the same industry, e.g. consumer electronics or marketing. Yeah, we have different business categories. We have people who are doing agribusiness. You have people who are doing hospitality. So if it is hospitality, yours will be compared to the hospitality industry and not the agribusiness industry. So it's anonymous, but an aggregate level to give you an idea what your bounce rate is against others. Yes. So again, you are interested, you can take a training on analytics.com, analytics.google.com. We can also be able to do that. Be able to, maybe if you want to study more, analytics.google.com, and that is as far as that one goes. So do I have questions? Do we have a questions? Yes, Subano, you are saying hello, Javans. What do you have? Ask the question. Yes, Subano, you're asking a question. You are mentioning my name. Yeah, so I said Winnie is here, and Winnie will be able to help us a lot. And yes, she'll be able to help us with the chat box to be able to answer to the questions that we actually need. Yes. So if there is no more questions, then I would be able to move a little bit forward, and then we conclude because we have discussed this. Yes. Main areas of reporting, we talk about audience, acquisition, behavior, and finally conversion. Yes. Simple, very simple. Who are my users? The audience. How did they find me? Acquisition. What do they do with my site? The behavior. Do they look at it? Do they click on it? What impressions do you have? What clicks? Have they completed goals I want to track? Conversions. Just as simple and very simple. So if there are no more questions, then I'll be able to appreciate those of us who have tuned in for today, and looking forward to having you next time. And and thank you very much. Yes, Winnie. Winnie, you can write goodbye to everyone so that we know it's the final stage and we conclude the session. Yes. Yes, Winnie has dropped a link and we can be able to pick on it and continue with that. Yes. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So finally, I'll say thank you very much for all for those of us who have found time to be able to tune in for these sessions on Google Analytics. It is very much important to be able to do this, and the analytics will help you make key business decisions that will be able to turn the fortunes of your business around. So keep it here, and thank you very much, and good day.